Coming up on this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show, it's the weekend edition. You know what I mean? It's SmackDown, the blue brand. We'll have the ring report where Roman Reigns gets a little bit irritated, agitated at WWE official Adam Pearce. And Adam Pearce made this gauntlet match to determine the winner who goes on to meet Roman at the Royal Rumble. Won't believe the unusual twist in that altitude match. Also, a whole lot more as hot topic as a certain WWE Hall of Famer wants another WWE Hall of Famer on his actions of this eventful week that caused a riot. All this and more as the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kid Dix here. Glad you're doing to the Pro Wrestling Show. Our weekend edition. This is the SmackDown Ring Report and Hot Topic. Well, you know, we said every Monday, Wednesday, and weekends, we're on 3 times a week. So we get ourselves increase the level from 1 show to 3 shows and dedicate to those 3 ring reports and more. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that notification button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Like I said, thank you all for watching. Because the Pro Wrestling Show is the Pro Wrestling Show weekly content for you, the Pro Wrestling audience, because we make pro wrestling content for you out there. All right, let's get started with the SmackDown Ring Report. On the SmackDown Ring Report this week, SmackDown kicked off with a huge way after Universal Champion Roman Reigns and his cousin Jey Uso were, along with the Paul Heyman as the advisor to the tribal chief. They came out there, Roman cut a promo about being untouchable, and he found out that someone made a gauntlet match for him to determine to be the next number 1 contender for the WWE for the Universal title. Roman was a little bit angry about that, didn't want that to happen, and Roman called out Adam Pearce to come out there and explain to him why he did what he did. Adam Pearce was trying to say the best competition since Kevin Owens was laid out and out of commission. So they had to find, Adam Pearce saying we had to find you more contenders, more challengers. Roman wasn't thrilled about that. You can tell Roman with a soft bass voice, no, he didn't mean, and no, he didn't mean it at all. So Roman kind of left the ring knowing what he had to do. But on top of that, 2 championship matches was online. The first one was the Intercontinental Championship match to kick off SmackDown with Big E defending the championship against Apollo Crews. It was back and forth. They're both equally sized, equally matched, powerhouses, agility. Big E with splashes, but men thought that Big E won the championship with a quick one. Apollo Crews felt that was unfair and unjust, so he wanted Big E to restart the match. Big E all of a sudden restarted the match, hit those belly-to-bellies and the throws and stuff, and hit the big ending and won the match. So Big E, like I said, Big E, I don't know what's going on with that, what that's going to lead to with Apollo Crews turn heel. I'm assuming he is, the way his demeanor, the way he kind of react to it. So look for that in particular happening real soon. I'm telling you, real soon. I don't know how they're going to pull the trigger, but it's going to be pulled. So, also, many of you were wondering why Sonya Deville returned last week. What was her motives? Well, we found out that Sonya Deville is Adam Pearce's new assistant. She's being reinstated to SmackDown, and Pearce was chastised by Roman Reigns. At the start, we talked about that. She said she wants to help out SmackDown, so we'll see what's going on with Sonya Deville being an assistant to SmackDown. I thought she was going to be competing at the Royal Rumble, but who knows what's going on with that. Also, Sasha Banks received another Greatness Award. She's been named Sports Illustrated Athlete of the Year. Congratulations award to Sasha Banks. And then also Sasha Banks opponent, Carmella, offer her congratulations, but she's saying that Sasha, look out, because I'm coming for the belt. So Carmella got her eyes on the SmackDown Women's title. We thought that last month, the TLC, Carmella was going to do an upset, but Sasha retained. Carmella pinned Sasha last week in a tag team match. So those two women will either meet somewhere down the road between them. So we have to wait and see. Will it be at Royal Rumble? And we'll get the official confirmation. Speaking of official confirmation, in that tag team match this week were Bayley and Bianca Belair. Bayley was teaming up with Carmella, which they won the match against Bianca Belair and Women's Champion Sasha Banks. Well, now we have officially found out that Bayley and Bianca Belair are the two latest competitors going to be competing in the Royal Rumble for the women's. So Bayley entering the Royal Rumble. Last year she was champion. Now this year she's a competitor. She wants to win the Royal Rumble, that Bayley said, and eliminate either Bianca or all the other 28 women and win herself a main event slot at WrestleMania. Same with Bianca. So Bianca Belair did an impressive thing too at Royal Rumble as well last year. Could this be her moment? Could this be her time? Could this be her solidify her stamp of getting championship glory at WrestleMania 37? So we'll see on that. Also, the SmackDown Tag Team titles were online as the Street Profits defended the championships against the Dirty Dogs of Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Well, this match was good and grand. Roode and Ziggler continued to focus on Montez Ford. They did last week with that New Year's celebration. Well, Montez Ford leg was the critical point that they focused on to bend it, to break it, and stuff. And Roode and Ziggler capitalized on it with this little double team move and attack and won the SmackDown Tag Team titles. So Roode and Ziggler added the Raw Tag Team titles and now the SmackDown Tag Team titles to their impressive resume. Street Profits using the Tag Team titles. I kind of told you last week, I kind of sensed there was going to be tag that Street Profits was going to lose. They'll eventually get it back down the road, but we have to wait and see how that's going to play out. Also, another superstar that's going to be entering the Royal Rumble. Otis will be entering the Royal Rumble due to WWE digital profile. Otis entering the Royal Rumble. Can he outlast everyone like he did before? Let's wait and see at the Royal Rumble. Also, the main event was the gauntlet match where it was, well, it was 6 because Adam Pearce had got entered in by Paul Heyman on the behest of Paul Heyman because Heyman told Pearce that he's entering the gauntlet. I don't know if Roman Reigns set this up or Heyman set this up, but it was too tricky. Too tricky to do that to a WWE official. That's like Jack Tunney going against Macho Man or Bad News Brown. Many of you remember when Bad News Brown kept threatening Jack Tunney? So, that's way back when. Or Gorilla Monsoon and Stone Cold. Vince McMahon and Stone Cold. That was, Then when Vince McMahon and Stone Cold happened, that's when the authority rule went, out the window. Well, it was 6 guys competing for a chance and the opportunity to meet Universal Champion Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble. Well, starting the gauntlet was Rey Mysterio, former World Heavyweight Champion, former Royal Rumble winner, against former Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. Well, that match didn't last long. Sami Zayn tried to talk for a minute and got 619 out his trouble. And that was it for Sami Zayn opportunity. Ray continued on the fight. He went against King Corbin. King Corbin put the Deep 6ix9ine, the end of days, on Ray to end Ray's opportunity to go to Royal Rumble to meet the Universal Champion. Also, Corbin went against Shinsuke Nakamura, a fellow colleague and a fellow rival. Well, it was good. It was grand. Shinsuke Nakamura hit the Shinsuke on King Corbin and continued to advance. And Shinsuke continued that momentum. Shinsuke turned to a babyface that night. I don't know what they're going to do with WWE with Shinsuke, but he did that night. He went against Daniel Bryan, and it was a hard-hitting match. I thought Daniel Bryan was going to advance, but Daniel Bryan landed with those kicks, tried to attempt to do those running kicks until Shinsuke hit the Sasaka and got the 1-2-3 on Daniel Bryan. And we thought if Adam Pearce was not in this match, then we thought that Shinsuke could have been the one to meet Roman. Now, Roman and Shinsuke got, unlike history at Royal Rumble, remember 2018, it was Roman Reigns versus Shinsuke, and it was the final two. And Roman got eliminated by Shinsuke, and Shinsuke earned that spot. Well, Roman Reigns came back out. He came with Jay, and they attacked Shinsuke Nakamura, laid him out. Roman delivered a spear. Jay delivered a splash. Adam Pearce came along. Adam Pearce was kind of reluctant at first. Roman tossed him into the ring, and Roman, I think Jay did a super kick on Adam Pearce. Roman told Jay to pull Adam Pearce to Shinsuke to make the pin. Adam Pearce, unconscious enough, landed on Shinsuke and got the 1-2-3. And now we all know that it's going to be Roman Reigns going against Adam Pearce, a WWE official. The many of you might be called like, why is Adam Pearce in this match? Adam Pearce has been a certifiable wrestler before. He was a former NWA champion. But now all of a sudden Roman Reigns wants to punish Adam Pearce and wants him in a match for the championship. Well, this is a long start way for Adam Pearce, who was a credible champion way being. Now Adam Pearce finds himself in a spot against Universal Champion Roman Reigns that wants to annihilate him and does everything he can. I don't know what's going to happen in this match, but it's going to be real gritty. You know what I mean? It's going to be real grisly. And I hope Adam Pearce could go back in time, find that Adam Pearce from the NWA days, and say, hey, if I got to take Roman Reigns, I just had to. But I don't know for a second. This is going to be something that Roman Reigns wants, and he thrives on annihilating people and destroying people for his own personal satisfaction. We're going to wait and see how this all going to turn out. But Adam Pearce will be challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. All right, that ends the SmackDown Ring Report. When we return, we're going to have Hot Topic as a certain WWE Hall of Famer wants to get rid of another WWE Hall of Famer for the turmoil of events that happened this past week. You won't believe that. Plus, we'll have more hot topics. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show returns after a minute. Everyone, welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you enjoyed the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag ProWrestlingIt'll and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Pro Wrestling Show. There's good pro wrestling content for you. Pro Wrestling Us. That's all that matters. All right, let's get to hot topics. On hot topics this week, what a hot topic show we have for you. As let's get started. There are rumors and reports that AEW will be leaving Daily's Place in February to do a month's worth of tapings for the pay-per-view for Revolution. Now, Daily's Place has been like an indoor-outdoor, the outdoor part with the fans out. But we just have to wait and see. They haven't made no confirmation going on whatsoever. So we have to wait. Also, they've been talking about Mr. McMahon's health lately. Is his health deteriorating? Well, we don't know for a fact that Mr. McMahon, he's been a workhorse for all his life. And a lot of people are saying who's next in line to take over WWE. A lot of people suggest Triple H is next in line. So, speaking of Triple H, they're saying that Triple H, rumors and reports that Triple H might have his WrestleMania match this year, but they're trying to figure out what their plans are, and it'll be a retirement match for Triple H. So this might be an indication that Triple H might be next in line for succession of being the next chairman of WWE. We'll see. Also, WWE Hall of Famer Booker T Booker T had that collaboration with Bad Bunny in the video about Booker T, and Booker T was more grateful to be on the show. So Booker T loved that money and loved getting that notoriety. So here's what it is. Also, Devon Dudley has love for Stephanie McMahon. He said he wish he would like to date Stephanie McMahon. Well, Devon Dudley, we know that he likes to fantasize about white women because he's married to a white woman. So that's his business. But at the same token, Stephanie McMahon, I guess every wrestler, every dude had a crush on her, but Triple H is property. So Stephanie McMahon is married and happy with 3 girls. All right. Devon Dudley got kids himself, so I don't know. All right. This UK artist creates a special mural in honor of Brody Lee. We talked about Brody Lee, who passed away last month at the age of 41. AEW did that tribute piece that was so phenomenal piece. Brody Lee will be missed. He died from a rare lung condition, not COVID related, but what happens. Brody Lee will be lived on. You can tell, like on AEW Dark, they're keeping the memory alive with his kid -1 and stuff. Right. There are saying rumors and reports that New Japan Pro Wrestling may be close to a new deal with a English language TV deal. So New Japan Pro Wrestling coming around to the clock. So we'll see if New Japan Pro Wrestling can land a deal sooner rather than later. Also, Retribution furies over memes. Now, we know that this past week was an eventful week where the U.S. Capitol was raided by pro-Trump supporters that demanding that the president gets reelected or overturn the election. But T-Bar from the group Retribution said they don't want to be associated with that group. That's not who they represent. And, hey, they want to be different from that group. So everyone's distancing themselves from the pro-Trump group. Also, Roman Reigns just canceled a push for Damian Priest. They're saying Damian Priest was supposed to come in and be the best friend of Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns put the kibosh saying that they don't make no sense. They don't make a clout. So Damian Priest going to get called up. He might get called up on Raw. The land of the big guys are. So look for Damian Priest coming to Monday Night Raw very soon. Also, speaking of those pro-Trump supporters that raided the Capitol, WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley said that WWE should do the right thing and remove President Donald Trump out of his Hall of Fame. Well, he asked Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon hasn't responded. I mean, the close business ties to McMahon and Trump way back to WrestleMania 3. All the way to WrestleMania 4, man. And Trump and McMahon are thicker than these, but then McMahon distanced himself from Trump due to this stuff going on, and Trump's trying to stay into power because he has a couple of days until he's out of power. So that's what it is. So Mick Foley made a good point, but WWE ain't gonna take issue with that. Also, WWE might be interested in Jay White. So Jay White, coming from New Japan, Jay White, could he be the next AJ Styles? We have to wait and see, because they're saying that they want to start him on NXT. So you know how that go and stuff. Also, congratulations in order to Matt Hardy and his wife Rebe. They're expecting their 4th child, and it's going to be a girl. So Rebe and Matt Hardy, that might be their 4th and final child. They got a girl. They got 3 boys. You can tell some of them boys, or all of them boys, might be in wrestling. But the girl, Matt Hardy gets him a girl. I want to be just like Matt Hardy. I want to have 4 kids, 3 boys, 1 girl. Matt Hardy, I'm going to live up to. I'm going to catch up to you one day. I want to follow your footsteps. Also, the WWE Network in India has been canceled. They would be replaced by a provider in India, so Sunny provider. So you can catch up with the WWE Network as a subsidiary on India. Les Stature, wrestling trainer of the Stars, revealed that he has tested positive for COVID-19, and Les is in good spirits and goodwill, and we wish Les the best of that. He gets well enough to come back. Also, Let's see. Mike Bennett says he was fired from a WWE employee to support Trump. And we all know that Mr. McMahon supports Trump, but they're friends with Trump, but it is what it is. But Mike Bennett stick to his guns, and you can admire that from Mike Bennett and his wife Maria. Also, X-Pac to undergo surgery. X-Pac wanted to get back in the ring, so we'll see if X-Pac want to do his final farewell match coming up shortly. Injury update on the Young Bucks, Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, was doing a super kick during that playing that elite reunion, and now they just an elite reunion. But he didn't do it like he wanted to. They thought it was something wrong with his legs, but it could have been a little bit worse than that. Also, Court Ballard, the head of MLW, talked about Cody Hall being signed and then being let go at the same time. And they was trying to bring Cody Hall to be a part of the dynasty, but Cody Hall didn't want to be a part of the dynasty, so I don't know what's going on with that. And also, Leo Rush, former WWE superstar, former NXT Cruiserweight champion, wins another Cruiserweight title, the MLW middleweight title, with Myron that cost us the king. So, Leo Rush picking up gold, being the Rush of the Hour stuff, he likes to call himself. All right. That ends Hot Topics. On a personal note, let's talk about President Trump. The president has took it to another level. He was wrong. We at the Pro Wrestling Show and we at Connect TV don't condone his actions. What he did to ignite that supporters do the things they did to go out to the Capitol. Now we get that if Black Lives Matter was there, it would have been a massacre. It would have been a massacre, and it would have been worse than it once was. Like I said, that example that we saw this past week was pure privilege, pure white privilege, and it's not acceptable at all. And it's like that's the reason why the United States is way it is. It's just wrong. It's totally unacceptable. And hopefully these couple of days, things will get better. A lot of people want to impeach Trump, but he'll be out in a couple of days and people can long live their lives out this nightmare. It's an American nightmare. So I want to say that it's wrong. And it's totally unacceptable. All right. We'll see you this Monday for the Raw Ring Report. Thank you all for watching. We hope you have a great weekend. See you later.